The HFY had been on the galactic scene for hundreds of years. They were a warrior species with little appreciation for the arts. They were a predator-descended species, usually right around human height, military uniforms tending towards a gothic aesthetic, not that they realized that. Their warrior caste had long ago seized control of their society. They had been engaged in border skirmishes with the Terran Confederacy for years, but the peace talks were actually going well. They had mostly managed to get everything settled, except for a slight value difference between what the HFY offered and what the Terrans had to offer. Unfortunately, with the Terrans coming up deficient. The ambassador for the HFY almost spat his drink across the table at the ridiculousness of the Terran ambassador's offer of access to thousands of years of human music to make up the difference. We offer you minerals, farming rights, advanced materials and trade routes, and you offer music? Have you sustained injury to your head before coming in today? The ambassador asked, almost actually concerned for the well-being of his Terran counterpart. Look, Kitjar, before you say no, I have a bit of a show set up for you that may change your mind. Most of the music, I honestly think you're right, your people will have no interest in. But there is a music style from the late 20th to early 21st centuries that I think your people will be pleasantly surprised by, the Terran ambassador said, with what seemed to be a knowing smile. The Terran ambassador led the HFY ambassador down the corridor to the holosuite and entered a command. Computer, run program Taylor Foreign Relations Program 003. The computer responded with a program ready. After you, Kitjar. The door opened on the simulation of some kind of festival, with thousands of humans in attendance. As Kitjar walked around, he saw humans, the likes of which he had never seen before, dressed in clothes that resembled their race's warrior garb. Many humans' appearances eventually caused him to ask, are they forced to wear those marks in their skin and metal rings shoved through their flesh as some sort of punishment? And his shock was apparent when his counterpart told him, no, most of them, if not all, got those willingly. Some to prove to friends they were tough, others just because they liked how they looked. It was only then that Kitjar noticed a slight bit of green ink showing on the skin of his counterpart's arm, just protruding from under his sleeve. While I find this festival interesting, and the insight into your people is truly enlightening, I thought you brought me here to hear music, the HFY ambassador asked, with a mix of impatience and curiosity. As if someone had been waiting on that for cue, the ambassador was startled by the sound of massively loud drums rhythmically playing from behind him through a loudspeaker. The show is getting started. We better get near the stage if we want to get in the pit, the Terran ambassador said, with an almost maniacal gleam in his eye. As the loud, fast-paced music began to play, the Terran ambassador led the confused but increasingly interested alien through the crowd to the front, explaining the human ritual of the mosh pit as they went. 3 hours later. The doors to the holosuite opened up, and the two ambassadors come out, arms over each other's shoulders, bruised and laughing. I had no idea that you Terrans had invented warriors' music hundreds of years ago. Why are there none of those humans left? Those humans I get, those I understand. Why didn't they take over your culture the way our warrior caste took over ours? The ambassador genuinely asked. Well, they were always more of a counterculture element. If they were in charge, they wouldn't have been who they were, and who says they all died out? You didn't even ask the name of the man in the mask singing, the Terran ambassador replied. Fine, he was quite the songsmith. What was his name? Kitjar asked. Corey Taylor, the ambassador responded. Taylor? That's your last name, isn't it? Kitjar asked. Yeah, he's my great-grandfather 2 times removed. And what made you think there were none of us left? Kevin Taylor said, as he rolled up his sleeve and showed off his Motorhead tattoo and flashed the devil's horns. So, do we have a deal or not?